listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
We just finished up a play of Night of the Living Dead, a Zombicide game. Our first playthrough for either of us.
Yeah, take a look at the board. So you can see the board here. Here's a top-down view of the board itself. This is scenario 1. Robert and I are going to give you our quick impressions of it. Zombicide, or I'm sorry, no. Night of the Living Dead, a Zombicide game.
Here we go. Official title.
By Cool Mini or Not, also known as CMON, also known as Come On.
Come on.
So this is your first time playing a Zombicide game.
Ever. Yeah, I've never played any of the Zombicides. I've heard tons about them, of course, but he's got some back there, but I've never played any of them until this one.
And this is the lightest version of them.
That's what I've heard.
So this version is I was, before you got here, because this is a work night for us, so Rob's coming straight from work to here.
Yep.
Before he got here, I started setting up the board, putting everything out, and I kept going back to the box feeling like I must be missing something. Like I don't have tokens. There's not a lot of bits.
Yeah.
And I think I'm okay with that.
It seems to be pretty light, pretty quick.
Look at the top-down view of the table here. You can see there's not a lot to this game. Here's a side view.
Yeah.
You got a couple of 3 or 4 decks of item cards. You got a zombie deck.
Yeah.
You've got these beautiful, and I'm going to show it here on the top-down,
little player
dashboards, right? So we call these dashboards here. They're plastic dashboards. They used to be like cardstock with the tracks on it for the experience points. You got a place for your character. You got a place for your items and your backpack. And then you got these little table leg markers to use to determine, to indicate your damages and all that other stuff.
Very thematic little table legs from the Night of the Living Dead. Yeah.
Outside of that, it really doesn't eat up a lot of space.
No, we didn't need a whole lot of space for the board. Or this is, I guess, the starter is the smallest board. It uses 4 of the tiles. I think the game goes up to 6 or 7 on the biggest boards. But yeah, it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. I've seen some of the old Zombicides take up a whole table, and especially when people get into blinging it out with their 3D castles and walls and towers and stuff. But this really wasn't bad. And then everything being condensed on the little player console there made it really nice and tight and convenient.
It did, and I know I was originally surprised that there weren't a lot of components, thinking, oh man, I spent all this money on a game, really didn't give me a lot.
Yeah.
No, what they did is they just minimized what you need to play the game, which I think at the end of the day made it more than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Because what I wanted it to be was a game that I could play with like family, right? To teach my family and to introduce people into the hobby. And it is that, because it's just light enough, just fast enough, not a lot of fiddly things for them to have to deal with in order to figure out how to play, which I think is going to be great for people who aren't gamers.
Yeah, and it's cooperative, so you're all helping each other anyway. So you're not if there are new gamers, you can kind of take them under your wing, give them some help on what to do, how to run their turns until they get the hang of it. There's not a whole lot of options. There's only a handful of things you can do on each turn, and so you're just going through the back of the instruction manual has just a quick reference guide on what your options are for your turn. Tells you what the zombies do, the walkers do on their turn. So it's all kind of right there on the back page, and just one page kind of runs you through how to play the game. Obviously, you got to read the manual to get some of the details about.
But if one of us is leading it, I think one of us could lead a group of non-gamers and come out with a great experience that night, because I think this would take, with non-gamers, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Which is right at that good sweet spot for teaching somebody a game.
Yeah.
Right about that 1 hour mark. Mm-hmm. So you don't overdo it, but it's not so light that they feel they didn't get anything, to get a story out of it.
Yeah, it comes with 10 scenarios in the book. The first one is obviously the quickest and the lightest, but I think the first 3 or 4 are quote-unquote easy, and then there's about 3 in the middle that are medium, and then the last 3 are hard. And they advertise the playtime 45 minutes for the easy ones, 60 minutes for the medium, and then 90 minutes for the hard. So, even in the hardest scenarios in there, with a new group, you're still talking less than 2 hours probably. So
yeah, and by the time you get to that level, if they desire to play that as a campaign, they'll probably be excited to play that. Overall, our first impressions, this is our first time playing this version. Actually, let me say it again. My first time playing this version of Zombicide.
My first time playing Zombicide at all, ever.
And I had a blast. I think we need more games like this in our life.
Yep.
In that they play in about an hour. Mm-hmm. In that they don't require a lot of your brain power.
Sure.
Right. So it's a day of after work, being tired, exhausted, and we still were able to get this to the table without too much brain power, enjoy it, and have a good experience.
Yep. And co-op, again, helping each other out so we can help each other with decisions and things.
Yep. So I think we're going to post for you guys a playthrough video of this.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you want to see us play through more of the scenarios.
Yeah.
So that is our first impressions of
Night of the Living Dead, a Zombicide game.
by Cool Mini or Not. Who's the designer on this one?
Designer is Raphael Guiton, Jean-Baptiste Lulien, and Nicolas Raoult.
All right, mad props.
Yeah, something
great
like that.
design, great design.
Thanks for watching the Beans and Dice podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe.